walking in your favor and your glory, taking back all my territory. The hand of God is gone before me. Closed doors are open before me.
Speak life. Stay connected. Live on purpose. Transforming lives through uplifting entertainment and radical conversations, keeping you connected to relevant and empowering information. You're listening to UMERADIO.
My name is Marsha J, international recording artist, and you are inside Weekends with Marsha J.
Grateful, grateful, grateful. And sets me free.
My name is Marsha J, international recording artist, and you are inside Weekends with Marsha J.
Grateful, grateful, grateful.
Welcome back to Weekends with Marsha J, where we amplify the voices of positive influences. And so this morning we have with us inside our fundraiser segment a very wonderful woman of God. Listen, when I saw her flyer, I was absolutely flabbergasted because I have never seen someone do an event that has to do with loss of pregnancy. And so with us in studio, we have this morning, we have with us Lady Latoya Wilson. Lady Latoya Wilson. And so I'm going to tell you a little bit about her this morning as she, speaks with us. She is a wife. She is a mother, and she is the founder of Josiah Speaks Hope Project, a nonprofit faith-based organization which seeks to provide support, awareness, empowerment, and education and advocacy for mothers and families affected by pregnancy. Hello, good morning, Lady Wilson. How are you?
Hello, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Marsha J.
Yes, thank you so much for being with us this morning.
It's my pleasure.
Awesome, awesome. All right, so we know that you are about to have an event this evening, but before we talk about your event, just share with us what's the story behind Josiah Speaks Hope.
Josiah Speaks Hope is a nonprofit faith-based organization where I am the founder and my husband is the co-founder. This nonprofit was formed out of our loss that we had. We had a stillbirth. And for viewers who don't know what is stillbirth, it's a pregnancy, it's a form of pregnancy loss. There are several types of pregnancy loss. You have stillbirth, you have miscarriages, you have ectopic pregnancies, and the list goes on. And so in 2018, we had a stillbirth, and our son's name is Josiah. I was a week away from my due date, and my doctors couldn't get a heartbeat of Josiah, and unfortunately, I lost him. And out of that, the area in which I live in Florida, and the area in which I live in, after my loss, the transition from the hospital to going home and breaking the news to family and friends was hard. The transition was very rough. And because of that, I see where there was a need for family and mothers. They needed that transition. They needed that hope. And there was no organization that was actively, there to provide that assistance, that awareness, and that support to families who needed it. And so out of that pain came purpose. And so that is where Josiah Speaks Hope come from. So the Speaks is where I will speak out for advocacy, for awareness, because a lot of people in society, they know about loss, a woman lost in a child, but they don't really have the knowledge and the education about pregnancy loss. And so one of the purpose of Josiah Speaks Hope is to provide that education to provide that advocacy for women. Because one of the shocking things that I found out after my loss is that 3 to 4 Black women are a higher rate of losing children than white.
Wow.
We're 3 to 4 times more likely to have a loss.
Hold on, before you even go any further, is there any what's the contributing factor to that?
It's caused by several things. It can be caused by health. It can some pregnancy loss, there is no evidence to say this is the cause. Some are just inconclusive, and with pregnancy, it's a risk. You know, you carrying around a child within you, and sometimes there can be different factors, stress, you know, lack of nutrition, you know, it could be environmental, it could be a lot of reasons that causes a pregnancy loss. So there's not any one thing, like they could say, okay, don't do this because you will lose your child if you do this. But there are other factors. There are a whole heap of different reasons why, you know, a woman lose a child, and some are just unexplainable.
Wow.
So it's just, you know, it's just like you taking faith, doing something, don't knowing what the outcome would be, but you make ensuring that you do the right thing.
Wow, that's interesting. That's very interesting. Black women are more likely to have a child loss than another ethnic group. That's interesting. I also want to find out from you, how long now have you been advocating?
Well, I started the nonprofit maybe 4 months or 5 months after my loss.
Yes.
So I started the first month after my loss. I made a post because, again, I had a lot of friends in my circle which were pregnant, and I had to be support to a few, and I wanted to share because I didn't have anywhere to share. No. To most people, I'm very talkative, and at that point, I became very silent. But the silent that I became was I took it to social media, and I was just expressing. I wanted to find ways and means where I could get help. I needed help. I needed to find out what caused all of these things, and why wasn't there any support group in my area where I live? Because in my area, there was a government organization that was not so active, and if you have a support group for AIDS victims, if you have a support group for all other issues, why not pregnancy loss? Because pregnancy loss doesn't just affect a woman or affect a man, it affects an entire community.
My God.
And I'm saying, how can you neglect an entire community every day? And this is a statistics in Broward County where I live. Every 2 hours, a woman loses a child.
Every 2 hours. Wow.
It's a very high ratio. Is that, you know, a lot of us don't speak out about it. A lot of women like myself, because we're afraid, we are ashamed. We think, how can you have a loss and don't know? How can you not know that something is wrong with your baby? You know what I mean? And so because they're ashamed of talking out about it, and because they're afraid, they don't get the help that they need, and sometimes the help is not provided readily. Sometimes they don't even know what's going on in their body after the loss, and so because of that, they stay away or they shy away. For me, I was privileged. I was very, very privileged to have the right kind of support group. You know, my family, my husband, my friends, they really supported me in that season. I mean, they still do now, but you know, in that season, that rough patch, I had the support that I needed, and not just physical presence, but emotionally, I had the right kind of support. And I'm not saying I'm completely there.
Yeah.
Because, you know, losing a child, it's a journey. It's something that you live through. It's the new norm. So it's not just like, oh, I walk in the park and get over it. And that is why I provide education, because you have people who would say, oh, you're young, you can have another child. What's the big deal? And you're like, that child with another child. It don't work like that. You know, so you provide that education for everyone across the board to know that, you know, it's okay for the woman to cry, the mother. It's okay for the husband to be silent, or the father, and he's still grieving in his own way. And for the children who are our friends who have been affected by, because that one of the things that I totally forgot about. I had a
Yeah.
lot of people in my circle who was looking forward for me to, you know,
Yeah.
bring my bundle of joy in the world. I mean,
Yeah.
I have a 12-year-old, and it took me 12 years later to get another child. So everybody was excited. Everybody was excited for this for Josiah. And now to
Yeah.
get a news that he's gone, it affected everybody. But for a moment, I forgot about how it affected everyone else. And I was all in my feelings. But it was gradually as I started speaking out, I realized how many other people were affected. And so that is why with my logo, I say together we rise. It's a teamwork. It's not a
Mhm.
one man thing. It's all of us who have been affected. Let's come
Wow.
together. Let's support each other. Let us heal healthily, because that's the objective of Josiah Speaks Hope. It's for us to heal
Mm,
healthily. Because the way I grieve might not be the same way you grieve.
that's true. That's true. And I can really truly connect with this because my mom also lost two after me. And it's three of us. It should have been five. So I can really connect with that. Also, in the organization that I serve, in my faith-based organization, one of my leaders experienced it this year with no reason why it happened. And it took her such a very long time to come to grips. And the Bible says you should rejoice with those who rejoice and weep with those who weep. And I felt the emotion as a sibling who lost a possible brother or sister. This is a real tearjerker for me this morning. And also to be a leader in my church, I know that there is another leader there that went through it, because I didn't even know like what to say, or how do you console somebody that's going through something like that was one of the questions that I even had in my mind. And so when I saw the flyer, I was like, oh my gosh, sometimes you don't really understand that you need something until, somebody puts it out there and say, hey, let's advocate for this. And so I want to applaud you. And I want to say thank you so much for having the courage to do this, because you are championing a cause that is not just your own, but for all for all the persons who have ever gone through this. And so just to kind of segue into the event that you have going on for this evening, do go ahead and tell us some more about that.
Okay, so the event is tomorrow. It's Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And this is just to have conversation. It's a conversational event. It's, for like you just asked, how do you support someone going through this? One of the very most important thing is to be present. Just be present and just let the person know, hey, I can't even imagine what you're going through, but I am here. That was one of the most important things that helped me. I am here for you. I can't tell you what you need to hear. I can't bring you back your child, but I'm going to be here. So when you're ready to cry, I'll hold your hand. So if you want a cup of tea, I will go make it. I will be there. So your presence. So we're gonna be sharing our journey. So we have it's gonna be 4 couples with myself and my husband and 3 other couples. We're going to share our journey of how we have been through a traumatic moment and how it have affected and changed our life to a new norm, and how we love through it, because love is very important in this journey. Knowing that you have the right kind of support and people who love you will encourage you and give you the hope that you need. So this will be just a piece of people to share. We'll be taking questions from our attendees to say, hey, how do you get through this? There were moments where my husband was silent and I wanted to talk. But this is where we're going to share how we felt in those moments, how we got through these moments, and where we are at now. I'm at the point where I will advocate for every woman. It doesn't matter your racial background. My objective is to bring hope, to provide support, to provide advocacy, because again, one of the things is healthcare is very important when you're pregnant. Mental status is very important. Your emotional and your natural surrounding is important when you're pregnant. And that is something that we can't talk too much about.
That's
There are
true.
factors that there are underlying issues, not just health issues, but mentally while you're pregnant. Because for some women, when they have a loss, they try again. And when they do try again and get pregnant, the trigger moment comes. So this is one of the things that we'll be talking about, that hey, it's okay to feel nervous, but here we are to support you. You know, we are just letting our name be known out there, both locally and international. We are a group of people who we believe in God. We also deal with life, real issues. We're not playing around with your emotions. We are here to help you in any way you can. And we are a group that if we can't help you, we will help you find the resources that you need.
Okay. So I want to also, just for those who are listening and may not be able to see the flyer in this moment, could you tell them the logging on information for the event tomorrow?
Sure. So we will be on Zoom, going Facebook and Instagram live. So if you don't have the login and you want to watch, you can go to Josiah Speaks Hope on Instagram or on Facebook. But our Zoom information is 618-64-472. And the password is quick and easy. It's 1381.
Okay. Could you repeat that again for our listeners?
Sure. So the Zoom link information is 618-6642-472.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And I want to also add my voice to this to just say, listen, if you know someone that is in their journey of pregnancy loss, you need to tune into this support system. Connect with the support system tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to Love Makes It Easier from Josiah Speaks Hope. And I am hoping that the room will be filled tomorrow and that this flyer will be just circulating like wildfire, because I know so many couples, so many women who have gone through this, and they would definitely need to know about this event, you know, and get some support on their side. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. I really, really, truly appreciate what it is that you brought to our program this morning, Lady Wilson. Thank you so much for allowing the Lord to use you and your husband to do such a powerful move. And so before you go this morning, I want you to kind of just entreat the persons that are listening. Tell them again why it is that they need to come.
The reason why we're having this is for you. So this is for you. And this is us sharing our hearts with you, you know, giving you encouragement. The word of God says that we need each other, and this is where we're showing our love. We're showing you that we love you and we care about you. We just don't want to be a part of your life. We want to show it. We want to be practical, and this is our practical way of showing our love to you, that hey, it's okay to hurt, it's okay to have pain. And the word of God says in Psalms 46 that he is a present help in the time of trouble, and this is present help.
Yes.
A lot of us as Christians believe that God is going to come down from heaven and do things. He used us, individuals, to show and to give help and show and give hope to others. This is us being that present help in your time of trouble. Your trouble might have been 10 years ago. It's okay. Come on in, be a part of it. It might have been yesterday morning and it has been fresh still with you. It's lingering. Come on in tomorrow evening. Be a part of this. You will definitely enjoy. And this is an investment that is free. Come on and invest in yourself. I can learn from you and you can learn from me. This is a together we rise moment. Together we're going to stand together and we're going to rise above our trauma, rise above our problems, knowing that we are victorious. Like you spoke about identity this morning, this is this. Come on in. We are reassuring each other that we are children of God. and we are victorious.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lady Wilson, for joining us this morning. And listen, guys, make it tomorrow, make it a date to this event. It's going to be live and you are not alone. And that's the most important thing. Sometimes you go through things and we think we're alone. You are not alone. You have help. God is a present help indeed. Thank you so much again, Lady Wilson. And we hope to have you back on the program as soon as possible.
We will.
Yes,
I will
God
see you
bless
again.
you.
Thank you for having
thank
me.
you so much. You are still listening to Weekends with Marsha J. I am Marsha J, and you are listening to UMERADIO, and we'll be right back after this.